3, 2, 1. Good morning, sixth grade.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so let's greet the following scholars that show up at 8 a.m. today. Just control yourself for a minute. Then I'll mute you all. Just be silent, please.
My computer's about to die.
All right, go charge it.
Okay.
All right, you'll have to come to the 11 o'clock then.
No. I got it.
All right. Good morning to the following scholars that decided to show up on Thursday, May 27th of 2020. Good morning to Adrian. Good morning to Aiden B. Alyssa, make sure your camera is on, please, Alyssa. Allison M. Angelina, Blessing, Carlos, Daniel, Esther, Jency, Juan, Kyasia, Kamora, Kira, Christian, Elise, Lorenzo, Annalena, Melanie, Nazier, Sergio, Zachariah, Demi. Good morning to all of you guys. I really appreciate you all showing up. Thank you for always being consistent. You know who you are. Okay, we're going to get started with today's lesson. Today's lesson is going to be a 2-day part. That means we're going to do the first page. We're going to do the first 7 pages today, which is pages 1 to 7, because it says Thursday next to it. So those are the practice problems from page 1 all the way to page 7, stopping at practice problem 7. And then we will review your exit ticket, which is page 15. And tomorrow we will work on pages 8 through 14. So we're working on pages 1 through 7 today. We got a few more people going on. We got 24 people. So good morning to Sadai and Jaylen. And good morning to Daniela. And I think there was one other person that snuck in here. And Annalena. All right, now we're at 26. So we're going to get started. Again, if you don't have the packet, it is in Google Classroom. It was posted there at 7:40 today. So again, if you do not have the packet, the expectation is you refer to Google Classroom and you look there. If you have it, great. If not, then you're going to have to write this down. But all cameras are on. So if your camera has not been turned on and you haven't spoken to me, to get your credit, it needs to be on. So there are 3 people I'm still waiting for a camera to be turned on, because I am going to get started now. And if your camera is not on and you didn't speak to me, I can't help you at this point. All right, let's look at what we're going to be doing. So today, okay, make sure you put your name where it says name. So I'm going to write my name there, because you guys are sending me work with no names, and I'm not a mind reader. When there's 108 students, I don't know whose work is whose. Okay, so I'm going to write mine is the answer key, and my pencil broke. So let me go get another pencil. Okay, so please write your name. Please write your name, just like in class, right? Answer key, you're going to write, and I'm going to write Miss Canella. Okay, so my name is on the page. Okay, and obviously you should be putting your name on the exit ticket. So today we're going to review again what we did yesterday. We're just going to be taking the skill of multi-step word problems, and we're going to be applying it to adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing integers that relate to the real world. That is what we're going to be working with today. So again, I know this is redundant. That means the same thing over and over. I'm repeating it, but I need to repeat it. Okay, so when you're adding integers, there are 2 rules. The first rule says when you are adding integers, when the signs are the same, you keep that sign and add. When the signs are different, you take the sign of the higher number and you subtract. These should start to sound familiar now. When you are subtracting integers, you're going to use the KCC method. It's keep, change, change. You might want to write that down, KCC. Keep, K, change, change. So every subtraction sentence gets written as an addition sentence, okay? Now, when you are multiplying integers, there are 2 rules for well, there's 4 rules really, for multiplying and dividing. When you multiply a positive times a positive, you get a positive answer. When you divide a positive by a positive, you get a positive answer. So that's the sign. When you are multiplying a positive times a negative, you are going to get a negative. Just like when you divide a positive by a negative, you get a negative. When you are multiplying a negative times a positive, you get a negative. And when you are dividing a positive by a negative, you get a negative. Those are the rules that we need to know. So at any point in this class, if you get lost or if you're unsure what you need to do, you're going to refer to page 1 for adding and subtracting and page 2 for multiplying and dividing, and it tells you what to do. So let's look at practice problem 1 where it says Thursday, practice problem 1, word problem. If you would like to read the first problem, please type in the chat box now. Nazir, I'll answer that question for you. All right, let's go to Angelina. Reminder, make sure your cameras are on. Okay. All right, Angelina, take it away and read for us page 2, practice problem 1, dear.
Yesterday, the temperature at noon was 11.4 Fahrenheit. By midnight, the temperature had decreased by 15.7 degrees. What was the temperature at midnight? Show all work here.
So let's look at this. If it's 11.4, is that a positive or negative integer?
Positive.
Positive. So put plus 11.4 on top. Now the temperature decreased. So if something decreases, is that a positive integer or a negative integer?
Negative.
Negative. So you're going to put negative 15.7. Now, Esther, come off mute for a second. All right. Esther and then Angelina, I'm going to hear what you have to say. So Esther, what operation do you think we have to do here? Esther, any ideas? Unmute. Okay. What operation, Esther, do you think we have to do? Esther, we can't hear you.
Okay, so I think the operation we should do is by noon, and then by midnight the temperature had decreased. So subtraction.
Subtraction. What are we going to be subtracting?
11.4 minus 15.7.
Wait a minute.
Wait, no.
Try again. You're almost there.
7 minus 11.4. Negative 15.7.
There you go. Okay. So, Angelina, do you agree with her or not?
Yes.
Okay. Because I made a mistake on my paper and I just caught it. So, we have 11.4 minus parentheses negative 15.7. Now you're going to apply what rule, Angelina?
KCC.
KCC. So, Esther, talk to me about the 11.4. What happens if I use KCC?
So if you use KCC, the 11.4 stays the same. And the subtraction sign turns into an addition sign.
Perfect.
And the negative 15.7 turns into a positive 15.7.
Okay. Now, Angelina, we have 11.4 plus 15.7 according to KCC. What is 11.4 plus 15.7 equivalent to? Type in the chat box. I see one student gave me an answer. So we want to know what 11.4 plus 15.7 is. I got, Kira, go try again. You forgot a number. Okay. No, we're not having a chat box here. We're talking about math in the chat box. This is how we do our class. All right. All right. So I see we got 27.1 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is the correct solution to the first question. Let me just change my view here for a second, guys. Hold on 1 second. I wanted to see all your smiling faces at this hour. Okay, remember you keep, you change, and then I'm gonna make an arrow here so the kids know. And then you change the 15.7 to positive, and you add it up and you get 27.1 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is the total change of temperature in midnight. Because remember, you have to go 11.4 units to get to 0. So you take 0 plus that 15.7, and you get a grand total of 27.1 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to make a suggestion as you write this down. Some students have been scanning the work to me every day. That way on Fridays, they only have to give me Friday's work. Clearly, obviously, today you can't scan it until tomorrow, but I think that that's a good solution. If you just scan me the work every day, that way on Friday you don't have to worry. That works, or you can give it to me on Friday. That way you don't forget. All right, we're going to move on now. All right, problem 2 now has 4 parts. There are 4 different components in problem 2 now. I'm going to call someone to come do it. Okay, who's this? Kimura and Kira. Guys, unmute yourself. I got you. All right, who's this one? Kimura, you ready? Kimura, Kira? Okay, I guess we'll come back to you. You don't seem to be ready. Chris Danielise, are you able to turn your camera on? I'd like you to do the next problem. Oh, you're good? All right, are you ready, Kimura?
Yeah.
Okay, page 3, practice problem 2. You're gonna do A. It says solve 11 minus 22. So when you're subtracting integers, what are the 3 letters that we have to use? Remember? What'd you say?
KCC.
Good, KCC. Please write that down, KCC on your paper, guys. So we're on page 2A. We're going to use KCC. Now, talk to me. We got 11 minus 22. I need that to be written as an addition sentence. So how do I make that an addition sentence? I keep the 11. What happens to the negative?
Oh, she's talking to me.
Positive. And what happens to the positive 22? What does that now become?
Negative.
You gotta speak a little louder because we can't really hear you.
Negative.
Negative 22. Now, what is 11 plus negative 22 equal to? $11 plus negative 22 is equal to what? Where'd she go?
Negative.
Negative what?
Negative.
What's 22 minus 11?
11.
11. So it's negative 11. Keep the sign of the higher number, which is 22, and you subtract 22 from 11, and you get negative 11. So on A, the answer was negative 11. Okay, let me go to your sister now. Let's go find Kira. She's going to be the next one to go. Let me find out where Kira's at. Kira, where'd she go? She disappeared on me. We're going to do it this way, nice and easy. I just saw Kira. There she is. All right, Kira. Okay, Kira, you're going to do practice problem B. Can you read that to us? We can't hear you. Speak louder. Turn your volume up.
Number B,
Yes. What does problem B say?
what does negative 15 and negative 31 look like as an addition problem?
¿Cómo se ve negativo 15 menos 31 cuando es un problema de suma? So we're going to do the KCC method. So Kira, what happens to the negative 15? Does it stay that way or do I change it?
It stays that way.
Good. So everyone write on their paper minus 15, minus 31. Then you're going to write KCC.
So minus
So Kira, help me change this into addition first. What does it look like?
the first C is you change the minus into a plus, and then the 31.
The 31 has no sign. So when there's no sign, it's positive. So what's the inverse of a positive integer?
Minus
Right. So it's now what? Negative 15 plus what number? Negative what?
15. Negative 15.
Negative 15 plus negative 31. So I'm going to show you the first 2 answers. So these are the first 2 that you should have. You need to copy this work down. So Kira did this one according to KCC, and Kimura did this one, and Kira did this problem. So it's the same exact procedure. But the only thing is now you had to solve it. You had to write it as an addition sentence and solve it. And here you had to change it to an addition sentence. So you need to have the work on your paper to earn credit. Giving me an answer is not giving you full credit. Okay, we're gonna do letter C and letter D now. Let's see who we're gonna call. You never know when you're gonna get called. Hello, Melanie.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing, beautiful? Good?
Yeah.
All right, great. You're gonna read for me letter C.
Juan has 28 pieces of candy in his book bag. He generously splits all of his candy evenly with 4 of his friends. How many pieces of candy does each friend receive?
Okay, Juan, are you here, Juan? Juan, I thought you were on here. Maybe you're on the second one. Oh, he got kicked out by accident. Alyssa, unmute yourself and read me the Spanish, please. Alyssa, we're on page 3, letter C. Can you read me the Spanish? It says Juan tiene. Alyssa?
She left the meeting.
Okay, let's call on, she's right here. Alyssa, read the Spanish.
I don't know how to read this.
Oh, you don't know? Okay, that's no problem. I thought you did. Daniel Castillo, can you read me the Spanish on page 3, letter C, Daniel? Let's hear from you because you've been a little quiet. Daniel, unmute yourself. Daniel, unmute yourself. Daniel, unmute yourself. Daniel, unmute yourself. Okay, Daniel, can you read for us page 3, letter C, where it says Juan?
Juan tiene 28 piezas de dulce en su mochila. El
Jenna Salamante.
amante dividió todos sus dulces en forma
Uniformemente. Mhm.
That's what I said.
Okay, keep going. Couldn't hear you.
Con 4 de sus amigos. ¿Cuántas veces de dulce?
Recibiera cada amigo. I'm going to help you out. All right, Melanie. So we have Juan has 28 pieces of candy and he divides them evenly amongst 4 friends. Keyword divides. What operation, Melanie?
Division.
Division. What am I going to divide? What by what?
28 by 4.
Okay, now how do we write that? Do we use that sign or we use the fraction, the bar now?
Sign?
Well, the sign isn't wrong, but now since we're in 7th grade math, we want to write it as a rational number, which is written as a fraction. Okay, so you're not wrong. So we're going to write 28. Everyone write 28 over 4 equal. And what is 28 divided by 4, kiddo?
Give me a minute.
Type in the chat box. No, Nazir, that's not the correct quotient. So we want 28 divided by 4. A lot of people have 7. What did you come up with, Melanie?
7.
7, good job. All right, let me just show you now. Where am I now on the screen? Here I am. All right, so this is what letter C will look like, okay? This is what I'm talking about. Okay, you can stop with the 7s now. I got it, I understand, thanks. 28 divided by 4 is 7 pieces. So 7 pieces. Listen, please stop now. Thank you. Last question, letter D. We're going to do multiplication. So Zachariah, unmute yourself, Zachariah.
Hello.
Hello. You're going to do page 3, letter D for me. Read the question and tell us what the answer is, sir.
Solve 15 times -7.
Okay, so Zach, when the signs are different, what kind of sign is it?
When the signs are different, it's positive.
It is
Right.
not positive. Nope,
No? Oh, so it's negative.
it's negative. So negative. Now what's 15 times 7?
15 times 7, that's, let me do it. 7, 105.
105. So it's negative 105. So here's what your paper should look like. All right, I'm just going to change the view. And here we go. All right. So this is what your paper should look like in order to get full credit. You can see I kind of annotated some key information here. So if you have this work, you now earned a check on your page. Okay, I'm going to move on now to page 4 now. Page 4, practice problem 3 we're going to do. Page 4, practice problem 3. If you need more space, it was over here. So page 4, practice problem 3. All right, let me go call on this person. Aiden Burnell, how you doing, Aiden Burnell?
Hi.
Good, Aiden, we're on page 4, practice problem 3. Can you read that for me?
Okay. 36 over -4.
Yes, when you say over, what operation is that? Divide, division. So Aiden, the signs are the same or different? Look at the question.
Different.
Different. So when the signs are different, is it going to be a negative or a positive answer?
Negative.
Negative. So Aiden, which two answers do not have a negative in there?
9 and 32. A and D.
Good. So everyone cross off A and D. Now you're left with cross off A and D because those are positive answers. So Aiden.
Now we're left off with -32 and -9.
Right. So what's 36 divided by -4, Aiden?
I gotta count. -9.
-9. Excellent. So you're going to put -9 and you're going to circle what choice?
C.
Excellent. Awesome. All right, the next question, Aiden, you're going to go back on mute now. Excellent job, Aiden. So clearly on problem 3, the answer was C, -9, okay? I'm going to call off this person to come do the next one. Nazier, can you unmute yourself? Okay, we're on practice problem 4 where it says work shown plus correct answer equal full credit Thursday. It goes on to page 5, the answer choices. So go ahead, read it.
Okay. Which of the following represents 0?
All right. So let's look at letter A, Nazier. -2 plus 2 is what?
-2 plus 2 is 4.
-2 plus 2 is not 4.
Oh,
Careful.
wait, no. It's 0.
0. Now 0 minus 2 is how much?
Now, 0 minus 2 is -2.
Good. So next to A, put -2, everybody. Next to choice A, put -2. All right. Now you're going to have to think. If you have 1/2, what's that as a decimal? How much is 1/2? Think about money. If you have 2/4, how much money is that?
50 cents.
Good. So put 0.5 minus. If you have 1/4, how much money do you have?
25 cents.
Right. So 0.5 minus 0.25 is 0.25. Correct?
Yep.
Now you're going to minus, so 0.25 minus another quarter. If I have 25 minus 25, what do I get?
You get 0.
Right. So next to A, put 0. I mean, next to B, put 0. Let's look at choice C and D just to make sure we did it right. We have 30 plus negative 20. Are the signs the same or different?
The signs are different.
So when the signs are different, we keep the sign of the higher number and subtract. So what's 30 minus 20?
30 minus 20 is 10.
Good. Now 10 plus 10 is how much?
20.
Good. 20. So choice C was 20. And now when you look at D, 2 divided by 2 is how much?
Wait a second, let me just.
That's easy. The same number
One.
divided by itself is always
Wait,
1.
no, 1. I forgot that rule for a quick second.
It's okay. So what's 1 minus 2? Do KCC.
1 minus 2 is 1.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
1 minus 2 is not 1. You have to
Yes.
do KCC. Keep the 1. Change the subtraction to addition. And do the inverse of positive 2, which is negative 2. So now you get 1 plus.
So is it negative 1 now?
It is negative 1. So, sir, this is what we got. Here's the work for A and B. So what we did is we added up the first two, negative 2 plus 2, it gives me 0. Then I take 0, which is these two answers, minus 2, and I got negative 2. Here, I got 1/2, which is 0.5. And then I convert, remember we convert the fractions into decimals? We convert the fractions into decimals. So 1/4 is 0.25. Now it's easier to do. So 50 minus 25 is 25. Then I have to subtract another 25 and I arrive at 0. So obviously it's choice B. When you look at C and D, okay, you're going to have 30 for C. 30 plus negative 20 is 10. 10 plus 10 gives me 20. And for D, as Naz just did, negative 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 minus 2, you do KCC. Keep the 1, change the subtraction to addition, and the inverse of positive is negative 2. Therefore, you get negative 1. You need to have this work copied in order to get credit. So when you said you can't, yes, you can, because 2 divided by 2 is a fraction, which is a whole. Any number divided by itself, guys, is a whole. So that's what we got. All right, I'm going to take it down in 10. You should all be writing this down. This is part of your classwork. Okay, I'm going to change the paper now. We're going to move on to page 6. We're almost there. Page 6 is a little bit more thinking involved. Page 6 now. Okay, everyone should be focusing and writing on the packets. You already had a turn. Let's call on Jalen. Let's see what Jalen's got today. Hi, Jalen. All right, buddy. Page 6, problem 6. It says work shown plus correct answer equal full credit. Can you read it for me?
All right. Elise has $14.44 in her account. She spends $7.75 on lunch. She deposits $6.50. Write as many expressions that represent the situation above.
So I have a question for you, Jalen. Do expressions have an equal sign, yes or no?
No.
No.
No. So we need to take the word problem and write as many expressions as we can. So let's look at this. How much money is in her lunch account?
$14.44.
All right, so on the first line, write the dollar sign and put 14.44. Now, if she spends $7.75, is that a positive integer or a negative integer?
Negative.
Right, so you're gonna write $14.44 minus $7.75. Now you deposit. A deposit, is that adding money in or taking money out?
Taking money out.
Depositing is putting it in.
Correct. So now the first answer is $14.44. Write this down. Minus 7.75 plus 650. That's one expression. Who thinks they can give me another expression? We're going to go back to problem 5. Oh, sorry, Angelina. I missed that one. You're right. We'll go back to 5 in a second. Who thinks they can give me another expression? Any ideas? I'll help you out. So we start with $14.40. I can also deposit, which means I can add the starting amount in my account plus the $6.50 I add, and then I can subtract the $7.75 because we know that spending is a negative integer. When you spend money, it's a negative number. When you deposit it, as Jalen says, it's money you add in, it's positive. And somebody thought it was a negative. No, it would be when you withdraw, it's negative. I also put $6.50 is what I deposit, but then I spent $7.75 to add $14.40. So her new balance in the account, if I was to take the first expression, is going to be $13.19 because $14.44 minus the $7.75 that she spends gives me $6.29. And then I have to add the deposit, which is $6.50 to give me a total of $13.19. I'm sorry, we forgot to do question 5, so we're gonna go back to that one. I apologize. So again, I just took the wording and I created different expressions that do not have an equal sign to represent the situation. And all these situations are gonna give me the amount of $13.19, which is her new balance in the account. Okay? Now, everyone got that? You had enough time. All right, we have to go back to problem 5. Problem 5. Demi, you're gonna be the next person to go. Demi, can you unmute yourself? Okay, you can unmute yourself. Okay, we're gonna try Carlos. Carlos! Hi, can you unmute yourself, bud? Carlos, hit the unmute. Okay. Carlos, can you read for us? We're on page 5, number 5. I forgot to do that problem. You want to read the English or the Spanish, Carlos?
Spanish.
Okay, I'll read the English. In speech class, you lose 3 points for every 30 seconds you go over the time limit. Your speech is 90 seconds over the time limit. What integer represents the change in your points?
En la clase de discurso, usted pierde 3 puntos por cada 30 segundos que excede el límite de tiempo. Su debate es de 90 segundos sobre el límite de tiempo. ¿Qué número entero representa el cambio en sus puntos?
Okay. Carlos, what was, for every 30 seconds, how many points did you get?
3.
3. So that means in 60 seconds, you lose 3, right? Lose, is it positive or negative? Positivo or negativo?
What?
Lose, when you lose, is that positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative, so put, okay. So we got a little loud over there. So we're gonna go like this, ready? Speaker view. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna say that if I have points, I lose -3 every 30 seconds. That means in 60 seconds, I have to add another -3, which gives -6. Then it says here in 90 seconds, I now add another -3 and I get -9. So -9 points are in 90 seconds because 30 times 3 is 90. If you think of the proportion, 6 times what is 90? 93. Okay, Carlos, you gotta, okay. So again, lose is negative. So I made a column. We've seen these before, ratio tables. So 3 times what is 30? The answer is so every second, I'm losing negative 3 more points. So negative 3, negative 6, negative 9. Therefore, negative 9 points in 90 seconds. So I want you to write negative 9 points in 90 seconds. You can also write times 10 if you want to figure out the pattern. Something like this. 3 times 10 is 30. Right? You could do it like that. Just so you know, 6 times 10, 9 times 10. I know that a positive times a negative is not going to be a positive, but I just wanted to show you that 3 times 10 is 30, 6 times 10 is 60, 9 times 10 is 90. Okay, but remember, it's a negative sign because you're losing 3 points every 30 seconds. So that's why I did my LCMs of 30, 60, 90, which means if I wanted to do 120, it would be negative 12. Thumbs up, are we good? Thumbs up if we're good. Let me see, let me go to the main screen. Thumbs up if we're good, folks. Thanks, Carlos. Thumbs up, I got 4 thumbs up, 5 thumbs up. Let's see what's going on, 6 thumbs down, okay. Okay, I'm gonna change it. We already went over page 6, the expression with Tirzeli's lunch in her account. Okay, we got page 7 to do, and then the exit ticket. And then we're done for today, but we will have somebody come in a moment. All right, here we go. All right, page 7, last problem of the day before the exit ticket. Who would like to do page 7, problem 7? Please type in the chat box. Oh, wait. Let me do page 7. Okay, I got you, Kayasia. You want to do page 7? No problem. Let's go find out where you're at. Kayasia, can you unmute yourself? Awesome. Wait, where'd you go now? Wait, Kayasia, let me go find where you went. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Hi. All right, come on. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. You're up. Unmute yourself. Okay, got it.
I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it? You sure? Okay, we'll call on somebody else. Demi.
Yes.
You're going to be up. Page 7, problem 7. Can you read me the question, please?
Which situation could be solved using the equation -4 + 4 = 0?
All right, so let's look at it. So Demi, we got to read each choice and we got to put it into a sentence. So can you read letter A and then we're going to put it into a number sentence.
A. Trans has $4 in his lunch account. He deposits $4 in his account when he gets to the school in the morning.
Okay, so Demi, we have $4. Is that a positive or negative number?
Positive.
So you're going to write 4. Now deposit, is that positive or negative?
Negative.
No. When you deposit money, you put money into the account.
Positive.
Okay, so 4 + 4. Under A, put 4 + 4 = what?
8.
8. So 4 + 4, right, = 8. We've got to figure out which answer choice gives me 0. Let's look at B. Juanita recorded a temperature of -4 degrees at 8 a.m. and an hour later it increased to 4 degrees. So -4 + 4 is what?
0.
Good. So put on B. -4 + 4 = 0. Let's look at C. Griffin places 4 counters, each representing -1. He creates a total of 4 identical or same groups. So the whole amount is 4 counters. So -1 + -1 + -1 + -1 is going to be -4. Right? -1, -2, -3, pretty simple. And then last D. Melinda walks 4 blocks towards her home and stops to get a snack. She then walks the remaining 4 blocks home. Well, it's distance, so it's going to go up. 4 plus 4 is how much, Demi?
4 plus 4?
Mhm.
8.
8. So now, Demi, we can say that 4 plus 4 is 8. Therefore, the only answer or word problem scenario or example or situation, the only situation here that gives me 0 is choice B, because -4 and then an increase means goes up. So -4 plus 4 equals 0. That's why it is choice B to equal 0 and not A, C, and D, because they do not have 0 as their answer. We're going to go over the 2 exit ticket questions. And then we're going to take a picture, and then you're going to have your next class. Very simple. So this you have to write as the number sentences. I'm taking it down in 10, 9. If you're done, start page 15, your exit ticket, because tomorrow you have an assessment. So do page 15 once you're done. Try them on your own. Okay. Let's call on, let's see who hasn't had a turn yet. He had a turn. Let's see if Fleur, I don't know about that. I'm gonna call on this one. Hello, Juan. How you doing? Juan, turn your volume on, kiddo. Juan, we can't hear you. I can't hear you. I wanted you to do page 15, number 1, but I can't hear you. Now we can. All right, Juan. Juan, you can read Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay, can you read me the English and Spanish on page 15, number 1?
Carla has $50 in a bank account. She writes a check for $60 from the account. How much money does Carly have in the account after writing the check? Carla tiene $50 en su cuenta de banco. Ella describe un cheque por 60 de su cuenta. ¿Cuánto dinero tiene Carla después de escribir el cheque?
All right. So, Juan, if you have $50, is that positive or negative? If you have that amount of money.
That's positive.
So put 50 on the side of your paper, 50 plus. If you write a check, is that positive or negative money?
Negative.
Good. So what's 50 plus negative 60, sir? So the signs are different, right? So keep the sign of the higher number, so negative, and subtract. What's 60 from 50?
10.
So is it positive or negative 10?
I think positive 10?
Well, if you have negative is the higher sign, because 60 is greater than 50.
Negative 10.
Right. Do you see, if you only have $50 and you write a check that's more, you're going to be overdrawn, you're going to be in the negative, where the bank is going to charge you a fee and that you have to pay that because you didn't have the money, so they're loaning it to you. It's a debt. All right, thank you. All right, let's go do the last one. Good job, buddy. Let's go try Chris Danielise. Chris Danielise. Hi. Can you unmute yourself, dear? I tried. There you go.
Okay.
All right, last problem. Question 2. Can you read? Do you know how to read Spanish?
I don't really feel that
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
doing it.
It's okay. Juan, come off of mute because you're going to read the Spanish. Go ahead.
So, at sunrise, the outside temperature was 1 degrees below 0. By lunchtime, the temperature rose by 17 degrees and then fell by 4 degrees by night. What was the temperature at the end of the day?
Juan, can you unmute yourself and read me the Spanish on question 2, please?
Yes, sir. Al amanecer, la temperatura fuera era 1 bajo 0. Para el almuerzo, la temperatura subió a 17 y después bajó 4 para la noche.
¿Cuál es la temperatura final del día?
Thank you. All right, Chris. So talk to us, what are we gonna do? If we have negative, if we're below 0, is that positive or negative?
Negative.
We'll put -1 above below 0. Now the temperature rose. When something rises, does it go increasing up or down?
Increasing.
Good. So above rose, put +17. Now it fell. If something decreases or falls down, it's what kind of number?
Negative.
Awesome. So now what does this number sentence look like? How should I set this up?
Maybe you could do -1
Huh?
plus 17
Yeah.
minus -4.
Good. So now what's -1 plus 17? That's easy.
-1 plus 17. So do I use KCC or?
You don't because you're adding. When the signs are different, you keep the sign of the higher number and subtract. So,
16.
good. And then 16 minus 4 is how much?
So wait, was I right on -4 or 4?
It'd just be 16 minus 4. And even if you made that 16 plus -4, you still get the same because addition and subtraction are additive inverses of each other, right?
Okay. So 16 minus 4. I mean, use KCC or?
You can, or you can just do 16 minus 4. You'll still get the same answer.
All right, I'll use KCC because it's easier for me.
Okay.
I'm
no
not really
problem.
good at this.
Okay.
So this is going to turn to, so the subtraction is going to turn into plus. And so it's going to turn to +4. 16 plus 4.
Not plus 4.
20.
Because 4 is a positive integer. So the opposite or additive inverse of a positive number is a,
It's a negative.
right, so it should be 16 plus -4, which is now what?
Negative.
Signs are different. Keep the sign of the higher number and subtract. 16 minus 4 is what?
I'm not entirely sure.
You do know.
I'm not really good at it.
What's just think about it. What's 16 minus 4? That's all we need to know. You got this. 16 minus 4 is how much?
12.
So it's 12 degrees, which means you picked one answer choice.
Answer choice A or D?
Yes, A is the correct answer choice. I'm going to show you the sheet in 1 second. Hold on 1 second. There's something on my... All right, guys. Give me 2 seconds. All right, so I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to go back to speaker mode for a second. That wasn't an easy question, Chris. That was a little challenging. So look, what I did is I drew a number. Huh?
I'm not really.
It's okay. I drew a number line to show that if I'm at -1 and I want to add 17, I get 16. Then, because -1 is below, and then I rose by 17, so I got to go over to the positive, and I stop at 16. Then it fell, which means I have to take away 4, and that's how I arrived at 12. You could have also done what Chris did, is -1 plus 17, which was 16 minus 4. Keep, change, and you get 12 is the final answer, A.